an intimate look at my Tacoma's front suspension. Let's get up close and personal. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. I know, bit of a creepy intro there, right? But in all seriousness, we are going to take an intimate look at my Tacoma's front suspension. What I'm talking about, I'm going to mount a GoPro right under here. I've got a couple of mounting points, one there and one back there. And I'm going to put the camera under here. We're going to focus on the suspension right behind the tire here. And I'm looking at a couple of things. One, how does it move? How does it react to different bumps and things? I have a pretty severe little turn I'm going to go over, I guess, a bump. And how close does everything get to the tire when the suspension articulates? So I'm going to go ahead, mount it up there. Hopefully my GoPro stays up there. Be a pretty expensive video if it doesn't. And then we're going to go for a cruise and take a look. Okay, here we go. Everything's set up. Wish me luck the camera doesn't fall off. We're going to back out of the driveway first. Some sharp turning to do that. So here we go. Got the system beeping, yelling at me, telling me I'm close to something. Hopefully not. I don't see anything. So here we go. Let's back out of here. You should see some pretty good wheel turning here as I go back and forth trying to get out of my own driveway. It's a little tight here. Okay, I think we're clear. Now we're just going to head out on the road. A little bit of a bump or a turn here. Hopefully no water. I see water. Water's bad when you're filming, right? All right, there we go. Not much of a bump there. I'll try to take bumps, actually. Here's one. Hopefully you saw that in the camera. So now we're going to get out of my area here, and then we're going to take a particularly rough bump. I'm going to take some turns. Here's one here. And what I'm looking at here is how the suspension functions, how it moves around, how everything articulates, you know, all the mechanical movements and things. There's a pretty sharp turn. Now, unfortunately, we have water. Hopefully that's not going to mess up our view. Yeah. Right in my path, and I cannot avoid it. So we'll go slow. We'll see. Hopefully that will not splash up all over my camera. Trying to go slow here at the moment to get the water off the tire. Shouldn't have been too much. All right, we're gonna just go for it. I'll find out when I play this back if the footage is any good. But let's take a turn. This is just a normal street turn here. Not too bad. And lots of bumps and stuff on this road. So we should get some good articulation in the suspension there. I'm going to take another turn here. This will be a right-hand turn. And I'm real curious to see how close the tire gets to everything underneath there. I've never done this on this truck. I have put a camera in other trucks below, but I've never done it in this one. There's a good one. And we're heading towards a pretty substantial bump here in just a second. We're going to have a little one here as we take a left. Okay. A little bit of a bump there, not too bad. And I'm going to hit this manhole in the road. There we go. You know, typically you don't look for bumps, right? Here we're going to take a right-hand turn. Again, I'm heading to a pretty rough patch, and I'll take it at decent speed so we get a little bit of movement. This is just a gentle right turn. with a little manhole in it right there. Not too bad. Okay, let's take a little sweeping left turn there. And another little manhole in the road right there. Nothing bad. And another manhole coming up. We'll make sure we hit right here. And we're going to stop. And this is the more substantial bump that we're going to take. I have to pull up so I can see. Yeah, right here. So you should see a lot of movement here, I think. A lot of movement in the cab anyway. I'm sure the suspension probably jostled around a bit under there as well, but we shall see. So now I'm just on a straight patch. No big deal. I am going to pull up. I'll do a turnaround, and we'll see what kind of reaction it is underneath there, I guess, is to turning the truck around pretty sharply. We'll do that right here, I think, while there's no traffic. Oh, as I say that, there comes some traffic. Alright, so we'll do this quicker than I was planning. Not too bad, not too bad. So we're heading back the other way. So we'll catch the road in the opposite direction, I guess, here. I am going to drive over some speed bumps. I think that'll be interesting to see here in just a couple minutes. There are some speed bumps in the area. I don't know why. A little sip of the brown nectar here. Okay, we're going to hang a left-hand turn here in just a second. Little manhole right here. Nothing bad. And then we're going to get to some speed bumps. Here's a pretty strong dip in the road right here. Not too rough in the cab, but I'll be interested to see how the suspension looks. I mean, it's not supposed to be rough in the cab, right? The suspension is supposed to account for that. So we're heading to the speed bump. Here's a little kind of a sweeping right turn, very gentle turn, I guess. It's not very strong. And here is a manhole. We'll hit this. There you go. Then another one on the left, or the right rather. This is in the wheel well of the driver's side. Okay. Now we're just in a kind of a straight area, so you can kind of see how everything reacts, just driving straight. There's no big bumps or anything like that, nothing crazy, so we're just cruising straight to see how everything goes. And in a second, if I've got my streets right, hopefully we'll have some speed bumps, I think. We're going to take a right-hand turn here. Following a bicyclist, so as long as he keeps his distance, you won't see him going around it. Never mind. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Okay. Speed bump in 450 feet. So in 450 feet from right there, we're going to have a speed bump. I realize you have no concept of how far that would be, but it's right here, and I'm going to take these speed bumps dead on. Here they are. Going to hit them dead on right now. It's not horrible, but I just kind of wanted to see how the suspension moved around a little bit, I guess. Continue on, a little bit of a turn here, and in just a second to end the video, I am going to switch the camera to a different location, looking down at the front of the tire. So it'll be interesting to see from a different perspective, and that'll just be a short little clip, really. Okay, here we go. I know I said I wasn't going to talk, right? And I'm not. I'll be quiet in a minute, I promise. But we're heading off the same route that we took before, and I just want to give a different perspective looking from the front of the truck back across the tire, particularly across the suspension. To see how close, again, it comes to things. You notice in the first, we'll call it segment, everything was clear. The tire wasn't close. I had about yay much clearance, so really no concerns there. And that's part of the reason that I'm happy with the lift that I have. I don't have any issues with rubbing. As you can see there, it didn't even come close, which is what you want. I mean, I don't want anything where there is a chance that it can rub. I don't want any rub. And I always think it's funny, I read just the other day, somebody was telling me their setup, but then they said it only rubs once in a while. And I'm like, well, if it rubs once in a while, then it rubs. That's not a good setup. You don't want anything to rub. So anyway, we're taking a left-hand turn right there. You can probably see in the picture. I can't see the preview in the truck. So now we're going to take a right, and then we're going to head that same path before, where just before I end the video, we'll be at a really big bump, like I mentioned last time, and then I'll cut around to that speed bump that we went over before, and you guys can see that. So I'm going to be quiet. We can listen to the sounds of the engine a little bit here, and the road, and have a look. That was just an intimate look at my front suspension on the Tacoma. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Everything look good? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels, RobMotive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra and my quest for the upcoming redesigned Tundra. And RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.